my mom didn't own any jeans or trousers because I assume it's because she grew up in the church. So not that trousers were wrong, but it's just not, I guess, ladylike, And so my dad was like, okay, fine, you just wear my jeans. So my mom is basically wearing my dad's clothes in her pumps, beautiful blue pumps in her handbag. So cute, so cute. I picked this picture because there's just something so romantic about it, and I don't mean necessarily romantic even in the word of like relationship romantic. It's just the whole scene. This was 1987, just before I was born. Mom and dad were still dating. My mom and dad were on their way to Naivasha for a road trip. My dad had told my mom, hey, meet me, I guess, here, and then we go to Naivasha on a road trip. When I saw this picture at home a few years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a cute picture of you. I was talking to my mom. And then she said to me, do you know, on this day, I was wearing your dad's jeans in this picture. And my initial reaction was, what do you mean you're wearing dad's jeans? Like, it was awkward because I was like, so you're trying to tell me you slept in his house the night before, And then she was like, no. Let me tell you what happened. Dad told me, we're going for a road trip. At this time, meet me here. So she shows up, but she shows up in a dress. And my dad was like, we're going for a road trip. You can't really come. She had a dress and pumps, and her handbag. And the thing is, my dad told her to change, if she could go back home to change, because I think they didn't live far from each other. But my mom didn't own any jeans or trousers. So my dad was like, okay, fine, you just wear my jeans. And then they went to Naivasha on their road trip. It was like a couple's road trip. So there was my mom and dad, and then there was my Uncle Eddie and a lady who I don't know. And they went on a road trip, and there's another picture of them all sitting on the bonnet, like eating, drinking beer, and there's other people sitting, like it was a field where people go. I guess it was, I don't know if it was like what do you call it? The outdoor cinema, the drive-in. So everyone's just sitting there chilling, and it was just a vibe. At this point in time, my mom and dad were still dating. My mom was working as a secretary somewhere, I don't know where, but I know she was a secretary because there's a story about how my dad used to walk in to her office with said Uncle Eddie. Oh my God, actually I have a picture of Uncle Eddie. To just like, yo, it's 5 o'clock, we're supposed to go hang out. And she's like, my boss hasn't left. And my dad literally went to the boss and said, yeah, it's 5:30, like she needs to leave, we need to take her out. That's like, my dad and my uncle, I don't even know. These stories I hear, I'm like, I don't know who these people are. But my mom was just a single girl, just relocated from Embu to Nairobi, and she'd finished college. She was in Kianda College, and just dating my dad is what she was doing. I always say that my mom is my inside voice. So any challenge I have in life or just my day-to-day activities, I hear her kind of directing me on what to do. Even when I'm like putting fuel in the petrol station, I'm just like, how much does mom normally put? Or when I'm doing grocery shopping, I just remember her telling me things like, make sure you pick the veggies that are at the back, or you get the milk that's at the back of the fridge, things like that. And I have a huge sense of identity from my mother because our personalities are quite similar and how we move around the world is quite similar. So she's very important in the woman I have become. When I was younger, I think we used to butt heads a lot because we're so similar. She was trying to change me into the woman she, I assume, would have, how you want to be the better version of yourself. And then you say, I'm going to make sure my kid is just the perfect person. But the older we've gotten, we are joined at the hip, thick as thieves. That's me and my mom. And she's a pivotal point in the happiness of our nuclear family. Even when she travels, like for a trip for 2 months, sometimes she goes abroad to visit her sisters. You can tell there's a change in the house because mom is not there. Everything is still running the same, but there's a vibe that's missing. And doing this episode of this show just means a lot to me, because I would like her to understand the kind of impact she's had in my life and the value that she adds in our family, and also the value she adds to this dude's life. Because even when she's not around, this guy is not all right. He's not, it's like he doesn't know what to eat, where to go, what to do. Wonder exactly where this was. I've been trying to figure out where Nairobi this was, but even if you take mom and dad out, it just looks like you've taken me back to the to the 80s essentially. Look at this car here. It's like an old, is it a Datsun? And then we have this Tusker lorry, which we don't see nowadays. This is like such a retro, this is like a throwback. And then everyone, the fashion, there's an Indian guy here with shorts, and then he has they're called Crocs or Rogues, these brown shoes with green socks. I just love it. And on top of all that, just seeing my mom and dad young reminds me of me being young and in love. And I'm just happy we're able to capture that. And I also have to mention the fashion, because I just like how they look, especially my dad. I like how my mom looks, although she's wearing my dad's clothes, but my dad with his polo, almost popped up collar, and then his blue jeans, and then these white trainers, and his cigarette in his hand, and then his sunglasses, and it's like he told my mom, I will come, we take a picture here real quick. He just looks like he's the guy. I don't know. He looks like a cool kid. And she looks like just the sweet girl who's in love being taken on a road trip. It's so sentimental to me. It's like, oh, this is where it all began. But this is our road, and y'all are my people, no matter where we go, never alone.